minute of my first professional fight.
No, but you're still average. You're not.
That's not true.
90% thinking the fight's going to happen. But I'm struggling. I'm thinking, this boy can't be so stupid.
But what it is, isn't it? I could say a lot of things about him, but I respect my opponent. It's not for me to talk, it's for you to do all the talking.
Boxing World reacts after Jake Paul gets knocked out in sparring before AJ fight. And it's laughable. He can barely survive a practice session, yet talks like a real fighter. Everyone is seeing the truth. He is all hype and no substance. Anthony Joshua will make him look like an amateur in the ring.
But what I'm saying is, he's a soft touch. He's waiting to get knocked out. So, the promoter says to himself, right, he scratches his head and says, you know what, I need to get my fighter a couple of easy ones, just to get his confidence back, so he can bring him back to the fore, bring him back to everybody's imagination. Everybody sees him knocking somebody out, looking good doing it. So, this guy's made for Anthony Joshua. It'll be another Ngannou early night for Joshua, where he gets a little bit.
Eddie Hearn admits he sees some skill in Jake Paul, but even he can't deny that the sparring session was far from competitive. It shows how little Jake can handle pressure when every move is being watched, and Anthony Joshua is on a completely different level. This fight is going to expose him completely.
So you have to give him credit, and I'm a big fan. I don't want to, when I watched it back, I was like, I saw a few people, oh, Eddie's a hater. I'm not a hater, I think he's the goods. But I don't think that was competitive last night.
Derek Chisora is making it clear Jake Paul is out of his depth. The footage shows he cannot handle fighters who actually challenge him. While Anthony Joshua trains with elite professionals, every move from Joshua carries precision and force. Jake Paul is all talk and exposed for everyone to see.
I look at everybody he's got in his sparring camp. I personally don't believe that you can actually... The sparring partners he's got right now, they're pushing him to be menace.
Johnny Nelson is pointing out that Jake Paul's stamina is collapsing, even after boasting about his preparation. His movements are slow and predictable. Anthony Joshua dominates with explosive footwork and endurance. Jake Paul is overmatched and will not last against someone who combines skill with relentless power.
And I said, look, if you're to believe that he had the best training camp, his legs have gone. And if I've got it wrong.
Duke McKenzie is exposing Jake Paul for what he really is, a fragile fighter who collapses under pressure. Every observer can see he is not equipped for serious competition. Anthony Joshua's experience and technique make him untouchable, while Paul struggles to keep up. Shannon Briggs confirms that Jake Paul cannot stay on his feet consistently. His mistakes are stacking up and the hype is crumbling. Anthony Joshua's precision and ring intelligence leave no room for error. Jake Paul is not ready for someone who punishes every slip without mercy.
I'm hearing things that he's been dropped in the ring, in the gym and stuff like that. But that's okay too, because I took a couple spills, you know, little slips in the ring, in the gym. That's okay, but we're gonna see. This is gonna be a good fight.
Anthony Joshua is focused on his own preparation, while the world watches Jake Paul falter his discipline. And clarity show why he is miles ahead in skill and composure. Every mistake Paul makes only highlights how unprepared he is for a fighter who dominates with intelligence and controlled power.
Just don't expect anything from anyone. People are entitled to talk about sparring. People are entitled to not talk about sparring. I just got to make sure that I handle my own corner. And how I'm gonna handle my own corner is do what I do, go out to fight every night. That the dates are put in front of me.
Joe Rogan is highlighting the massive size and reach advantage Anthony Joshua holds over Jake Paul, and it is brutal to watch Paul try to act confident when he is overmatched at every angle. Joshua knows exactly how to control distance and land power shots effectively. Jake Paul has never faced someone who could dominate with precision like this in his entire career. Every punch he throws will be calculated and dangerous, while Paul will struggle to even get close, and his limited skills will be exposed.
6'1" versus 6'6" Anthony Joshua. Jake weighed in for the Tyson fight at 199. Yeah.
Joshua against
252.
Ngannou was 252.
6'6". Just not just 6'6", but 6'6", and knows how to use every fucking inch of it. Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're fucked. And
Derek Chisora is making it clear Jake Paul is relying on easy opposition, and it shows he is not developing anything remotely dangerous for a fight against Anthony Joshua. Every move Paul makes is predictable and weak. His sparring partners do not challenge him, and it leaves him completely unprepared. Joshua's experience and raw power will crush him from the first bell, and every second in the ring will highlight the gulf between a real fighter and someone who has built a career on hype alone.
Everybody's got in his sparring camp. I personally don't believe that you can actually, the sparring partners he's got right now, they're pushing him to be menace. You know?
Anthony Joshua is demonstrating why he is far beyond Jake Paul in every aspect of boxing. His mindset and skill set are complete, and he knows how to break down opponents in multiple ways. Paul is a one-dimensional fighter who relies on luck and hype. Every step Joshua takes is strategic and precise. He will dismantle Paul not just with brute force, but with intelligence and timing. While Paul flails around hoping to survive, Joshua will impose his plan and show the world exactly why he is untouchable in a real fight.
I'm not dependent on punch power, you know. You know what, it takes a lot more than that to be a great fighter. A lot more than that to be a great fighter. So there's various ways I'll win. I got the fighter spirit, and that's how I'll go in there and break him down.
Lawrence Okoli is tearing Jake Paul apart, pointing out that his lack of skill is evident even to fighters who are not considered elite. Paul's soft punches and poor technique make him an easy target for someone like Anthony Joshua, who has power, precision, and the ability to dominate any aspect of the fight. Paul may talk about speed or athleticism, but it will not protect him from a real fighter. Every jab, every movement from Joshua will remind the world that Paul is out of his league and his hype is meaningless.
Bigger head guards, bigger gloves, so stuff like speed and like athleticism plays more of a factor because you're able to.
Derek Chisora is making it clear that Jake Paul is facing a complete mismatch. Anthony Joshua will not even need to try his full strength to make this fight look easy. Paul has never dealt with someone who can control the ring, dictate the pace, and land every shot with authority. Every punch from Joshua will remind Paul and the fans why hype cannot replace skill. Chisora's insight confirms that this will be a dominant performance, and Jake Paul will not survive a single round without being exposed for all his weaknesses.
Easy fight for him, and I think this should be laid to rest because I don't think AJ's gonna go in and try and pat. AJ's gonna smoke him.
Duke McKenzie is making it perfectly clear that Jake Paul is not a world-class fighter. His recent knockout exposes all his weaknesses and proves he cannot handle the pressure of facing someone on Anthony Joshua's level. Paul may have some flashy moments, but they mean nothing when he faces real competition. Joshua has decades of experience, precision, and power that Paul cannot even begin to match. Every movement will be exploited, and every punch counted against him. Fans will see the huge difference between a hyped celebrity and a true champion in the ring.
I don't think he's world class. He's not really my cup of tea. I mean, I don't look at boxing probably the way you do or most sort of fans do. I look at it from a box.
Frank Warren is calling out Jake Paul for making his fights look easier than they are. The way he handles himself is ridiculous and shows he is not serious about real competition. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, approaches every fight with strategy, precision, and discipline. Paul's attempts to exaggerate skill are laughable, and everyone watching can see he is unprepared. Joshua will dismantle him with power, timing, and intelligence in the ring. And Paul's lack of serious training and overconfidence will only highlight the huge gap between hype and genuine boxing ability.
What do you want to go sparring for? Behind closed doors. Let all the fans see it. Do it in a ring, get paid for it. I mean, it's been the biggest fight ever. Why do you want to do that? That's nonsense. It's stupid, ridiculous. Want to make the fight? That's the easiest fight in the world.
Johnny Nelson is exposing Jake Paul's physical decline. Even if he claims to have had the best preparation, his legs are clearly gone and his mobility is failing. Anthony Joshua has no such issues and moves with speed, power, and precision. Every footwork error by Paul will be punished. Joshua's skill and experience will make Paul look completely outmatched. This is not about hype or social media fame. Every movement will show that Jake is no match for a true champion, and his weaknesses will be on full display for everyone to witness.
And I said, look, if you're to believe that he had the best training camp, his legs have gone. And if I've got it wrong, his legs.
Eddie Hearn is pointing out that Jake Paul's performance has declined, and he is no longer the force people think he is. His speed and reaction are subpar, and he struggles when facing any competent opposition. Anthony Joshua will exploit this without mercy. Every punch will be calculated, and every mistake by Paul will be punished. Joshua's combination of intelligence, power, and precision ensures that Paul has no chance in a real fight. His hype is fading fast, and the reality of facing a true champion will expose him completely.
He is looking like a beast in camp for this fight because he would have put everything into this camp. But it doesn't mean that can always translate in a ring when you get to the back end of your career. He's had loads of injuries. He's definitely coming to the end of it.
Tommy Fury is brutally honest about Jake Paul's limitations. He's comparing his own chances to the immense threat Anthony Joshua poses. And even in ridiculous scenarios, Joshua would dominate instantly. Paul has no tools to handle a fighter with size, skill, and power. Joshua's ability to control distance and dictate pace makes Paul look completely amateur. Every second in the ring will be a nightmare for Paul, and all the hype surrounding him will collapse when faced with a real world-class competitor like Anthony Joshua.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute.
Frank Warren emphasizes that Jake Paul may know what he signed up for, but it is obvious he is completely outclassed. Anthony Joshua is a master of strategy, skill, and power. Paul may believe in himself, but belief does not overcome decades of experience. Every move he attempts will be countered and exploited. Joshua's dominance is inevitable, and the fight will serve as a brutal reminder that hype cannot replace genuine boxing ability and preparation.
It's a dangerous fight. Of course, it's a dangerous fight, but I'm not here to be there selling their show. I've got no interest in the fighters from that perspective. I just think that he is a licensed boxer. He trains. He knows what he's getting involved with. He's not an idiot, and he knows what he's going to be up against. But he must believe in himself to do it.
Tony Bellew points out the massive physical advantage Anthony Joshua has over Jake Paul. The height, reach, and weight differences are staggering. Paul simply cannot compete at this scale. Every punch Joshua lands will carry devastating effect, and Paul will be completely overwhelmed. The disparity in size and skill will make this fight one-sided. Joshua's ability to control the ring and exploit every weakness ensures that Paul has no chance, and fans will see just how far he is from being a serious contender.
Joshua, who's now 5 inches bigger than you, maybe more, or 4 or 5 inches, and about 100 pounds heavier. You just don't go from there right up to there. I don't believe it. And I won't believe it until the two of them got 10-ounce gloves on in a boxing ring. Because if Anthony Joshua puts 10-ounce gloves on and gets in a boxing ring and Jake Paul is in the other corner, this won't last long.
Duke McKenzie is laying it bare. Jake Paul's reputation is all hype, and even if he gets paid big money, it will not make him a credible fighter. Anthony Joshua's power and skill make him a real threat, and if he lands clean shots, Paul could be seriously injured. This is a brutal mismatch that exposes how unprepared Paul is. The fight will show the world that social media fame does not equal boxing talent, and Joshua will dominate from start to finish, leaving no doubt about his superiority.
His fight of his career. If he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's #1 contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua seriously hurts this guy, and puts this guy...
The final showdown between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul is shaping up to be a complete mismatch. And the recent footage has only confirmed what fans suspected all along. Jake Paul's flaws are glaring. His lack of skill, weak defense, and poor conditioning make him utterly unprepared to face a fighter of Anthony Joshua's caliber. Joshua has mastered every aspect of boxing, from footwork to timing to devastating power. Every punch he throws is calculated and precise, and he can dismantle opponents without relying on luck or hype. Jake Paul may have social media fame, but it cannot shield him from the reality of facing a true champion. Joshua's discipline, experience, and ring intelligence mean that Paul will struggle to land anything significant and will be punished relentlessly from the first bell to the last. This fight is more than a spectacle. It is a lesson in what separates hype from genuine greatness. Don't just watch the drama unfold. Join the conversation and tell us in the comments who you,